Yo, what's up, guys? So in this video, I'm trying to make a game plan for tomorrow, going into Tuesday. Just looking at our news for tomorrow, it should be a pretty volatile morning. We have a couple red folders, 7:30 and 9, so probably won't take any trades till then, just because of the volatility and just not trying to risk anything at those times. Looking at tomorrow on QQQ, we made all-time highs here at 650, and today was kind of just a retracement pullback day. Let's make this a little clearer so you can see what I mean. So here's all-time highs up here at 650. Volume profile from today closed below yesterday's, which is usually a good indicator of shorts to the downside. But the way we closed pretty bullish above like today's volume profile, so we could maybe get a retest of Friday's Valley area low, or even the POC up here at 649, pretty much, possibly for a move back down. Because if we can't stay if we stay below these levels, then it's clear indication that lower highs is being, or all-time highs is being respected, so we could look for some more downside movement, maybe into this April 16th. On this Thursday's Valley area high, this still has not been retested yet for a valid continuation higher. So that's one game plan. We could wait for maybe a retest of Monday's profile, opening up tomorrow. We could look for a bounce from here. You know, if price comes back down, breaking above today's volume profile, we could get a retest of these up here above us. And then looking at MNQ right now in the overnight session, we're already like retesting Friday's Valley area high. So we can see if we open up above already all-time highs, it will already be a new all-time high just from overnight. But we also really want to see buyers step in to see if this is like a true bullish move or not. So mainly retests of POCs are where most of the continuations happen. It's just been super bullish this last couple weeks, or maybe just last week, really super bullish. See, we haven't retested no fair value yet. Nothing's been retested. It's just been buyers just buying and buying and buying. But we can see tomorrow how we open. If we get some good, maybe even selling, buying absorption or buying exhaustion at these highs to come down and get a correction. Because we have a lot of areas of low volume. So when price is making these huge drastic moves higher, it creates an imbalance in the market. And usually these zones tend to get retested, or they get they just tend to be like a zone where it can be tested later on after this continuation continues. So if we come back down to a smaller time frame, you kind of see today, looking at Friday's levels, how we retested the POC. We retested it pretty nicely. Got pretty close here again. Retested the Valley area low, and we kind of just sold off until we found some support. And really, to me, this is just like random liquidity where buyers stepped in at this moment. Looking at QQQ, let me see, I get my drawings back up. There we go. Looking back at QQQ, today we held 640. What was that? 644, 643. 643 was a low day today. It was a purple node on the gamma heat seeker on the heat map right here. A lot of buyers were stepping into this negative gamma that ended up acting as support, pushing us back higher, kind of back just into the range. That's kind of what was for a lower day today. Same thing this morning. Let's see, 8:30. Yeah, right here, 8:30. We were retesting the POC and the valley area low. This is a really nice retest right here on the valley area low on a 3-minute chart. So I would say as of now it is bullish, but there could be more expected move down to the downside if we can't get above these levels up here, the POCs, and maybe even a potential long if we could retest today's POC, because that's going to give us that momentum to push higher into new fair value, or not new, but like recent fair value where price is really magnetic towards. And looking at this on the RSI, this just measures out where price was overbought and oversold. So it kind of gives you an indication of that when prices are really high and they're overbought, that price is going to come back down at some point, because if it's overbought, then there needs to be a correction in the market for price to come down to more fair value. So that's probably why all these, even though it is pushing higher, these can't really extend that much further too with the price. So that's why this one right here is lower on Fridays. It was lower than Thursdays, but price was higher. But on RSI made a lower high. Same thing for today. RSI made a lower high, but price was still a little bullish. So we could see a little more of expectancy back down into this neutral zone, back into the 50%, if we're going to get some shorts. So yeah, we're just going to wait for news. Don't want to get trapped in anything. We don't need to be in anything. Don't need to put any risk on until after news. May not even get a trade in the morning because of that, but I'll still go live just to show you guys kind of basically what I look at on a daily basis. And we're going to be using gamma. Let me show y'all that. So we're going to be using these heat maps here. These are going to be showing you where large option hedgers are sitting, where they're positioning their trades. And these basically just act as magnets for hedgers that have millions and millions of dollars that are trying to manage their positions. So we use these to our advantage to know where the big players are positioning at. So it's a good source to use for our trading. And they're always moving. They're going to be reshuffling as price moves. Hedgers are also trying to move their positions so that they're making a profit as well at the end of the day, because they're the ones basically moving the market. They have the most amount of capital. They kind of say what goes. But yeah, we'll be using this in the morning as well. We'll be trading on Tradeovate. Alright. That's never happened before. Alright. That's not letting me sign in, but we'll be trading on live on Tradeovate. But yeah, we're gonna see maybe even this valley area high will act as resistance, and all-time highs could be respected, and we just make a lower high. Just looking at the daily chart, look at this, like just straight buying. There hasn't been one red candle yet on the daily chart, and there's a lot of imbalances being created on this move up. Just trading through old fair value, like from over here, just straight ripping through them. So we can maybe make a new all-time high, but there has to be a correction eventually. So maybe that's what the news is gonna be. Can't really predict the market like that. We're just gonna be keep our eye on the gamma nodes. Just manage our risk and just stick to what we've been doing. Like obviously, look at this. There's down here. There's obviously liquidity down here. That's people are holding these positions, and they're thinking it's just gonna ride to the sky. You know what I mean? We haven't retested no fair value yet to say that this is a valid hold for longs. This is market generated liquidity right here. Even here, we didn't retest no valley area highs, no POC retests. It's just been imbalance zones that have been retested, which are valid, but it doesn't validate market structure for volume profiles. So that's kind of what all I gotta say about that. Same one here. Volume profile closed below yesterday's. Good indication, maybe some shorts coming in. And obviously it's the opposite. If we're gonna close above the previous days, like this day closed above here, this profile closed above, we're gonna keep going up. We'll keep going up until look, we shift. Volume profile closed below. So it's kind of one thing you gotta keep an eye on. We got liquidity, obviously all-time highs, where sellers are gonna try to defend their positions. But we'll see what happens tomorrow with that news. It's gonna be very volatile. Something's gotta happen. So this has just been straight pumping out of these fair value zones. But yeah, let's see if we have some information. So on QQQ, it looks like wait a second. Yeah, 645 was I think 645 was the king node for the whole day. No way, it was 648. Yeah, 648, and it shifted down to 645. See, look, you can even see from like 3 days out where hedgers are already trying to like position and there's nothing really to the highs that's even saying like, hey, like there's opportunity for us to go higher. It's actually more lower where they're starting to hedge their positions. Like down here at 640, they're already hedging positions down here at 640. And that's kind of where this gap fill is too. We could fill that gap. 640. Even here at 645. So yeah, this I'm thinking bearish tomorrow, really. Let me see if I could draw out some scenarios. Where the heck? All right. Let's say the market does. We could maybe get something. Market opens up here. We get a reach to all-time highs. Continue higher. Or let's say we double top all-time highs, retest POC higher. Oh shit. Retest all-time highs, retest POC, continue higher. Right? These are just a couple of scenarios. Keep in mind we got that news. Let's say right now we reject this POC. We could even just retest this one. Continue higher. There's a lot of scenarios that could happen with this. We could reject this, retest yesterday's, retest this one, and you know, we could maybe get a move down. A lot of scenarios that could really happen out of this with this news. But we're not here to predict the market. We're here to come up with a technical analysis of back-tested research that we know that it's possible that something could play out like this. Because I know, I've been looking at the same stuff for like the last 3 years, that these levels down here need to be retested at some point. And yeah, but you could say it's going higher though. It's going higher. Yeah, that's true, but that doesn't mean price is gonna continue keep going higher. There needs to be a retest of levels. There needs to be something like confirming that, giving you confirmation. Let's say that this did retest this POC. Man, I would, yeah, definitely. I would say let's go long. But we just haven't had that yet. So we just got to see tomorrow. Looking at the CVD. Just looking at Delta right now. Delta already is already having a divergence with this overnight session. Let me show y'all what I mean by that. Delta right now is making, or price is making higher highs. Delta is making lower highs. Buying exhaustion. Buying exhaustion. That's short all day. But yeah, coming in tomorrow, we're not going to go too crazy on contracts. Maybe like 3 cons. Just maybe looking at the market. Probably going to have like 40 minutes to trade because I'm going to wait till news. Unless something's clear as day and we could go with the trend of the news, which is very possible to catch using these gamma nodes. But yeah, it should be an interesting morning with all this news. So I'm looking at this right now. This is what really grabs my attention. These red folders, USD 730 and 9. But yeah, market needs corrections. That's just textbook. It just needs to have a correction. Because this could throw off a lot of people, trying to buy the highs. Yes, this stock is bullish, but a correction is definitely most necessary at some point. So that's kind of my thesis for tomorrow. Y'all be here watching live. Just see what happens. But I guess I'm leaning more towards a bearish feel for a couple reasons. We're at all-time highs. Volume profile shifted lower. We have just random lows. These are just market generated lows. Nothing really even to bounce off of. There's no levels. Like, go back in time, there's nothing. This is it. No levels here to just bounce off like that. I just don't find that valid in my eyes. It's not valid. And you can see that this is valid right here. This is a pretty nice retest coming up into the morning. Retesting this POC from the day before. Now that's valid. That's a valid short. But this buy don't make sense. It does not make sense. It would only be valid in my eyes if it made sense if it came down to here. If this area was retested first. But yeah, we'll just see how we open in the morning. Really see what happened with that. See what happens with that 7:30 news. Because that'll be an hour before the market opens. And then 30 minutes after market open is just... Oh shit, excuse me. 9 a.m. news. I don't know what the heck he's testifying, but... Shit, it might be something bad. But yeah, let's just see how it goes tomorrow morning. I'll see y'all till then. Good night.